There are so many things for us to be afraid of. A glimpse at the world for 2 seconds and we realize that there's nothing about it that feels safe and secure. Everything about it creates fear. Until this time evolves, whatever this time is that we're in, whether it's the 2012 prophecies or the end times or the great unveiling, whatever you want to call it, until that situation evolves and takes care of itself, we are all in for a tremendous amount of fear. Bill Hicks, who was a real different kind of guy, said that all we have to do is choose between fear and love. That's the big choice that we are all facing in our lifetime, whether we are going to choose fear or love. And for some reason, we're in the granddaddy of choices coming up. We are going to be looking at the extreme fear, and counterbalance with that, we're going to look at the extreme love. And we are all going to have to make that choice. A couple of things to say about that. I am absolutely confident that every single one of us will choose love. We will weigh out on the side of love and not fear. We'll go through the fear, but ultimately we'll win out. I don't believe in victims. I absolutely believe in free choice and free will. And I think this extends beyond and before birth. Before you were born, you knew exactly what you were getting into, just like I knew exactly what I was getting into. And we agreed to it. We understood the value of it and the necessity for it at the time. And when we were born, the veil was pulled over our eyes so that we couldn't see that any longer, and we could go about our business on the earth. And I think that we've all chosen this particular time because it's going to be the greatest evolutionary change that humanity and the world has ever known. We are all partners in a great unveiling, which I find absolutely amazing and incredible. And I am grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that you're here because we are all playing the part to make this happen. Now, when I tell folks that they should be putting in gardens, one of the things that they say to me in response is there's no way I'm going to put in a garden because someone will just come along and steal it when things get rough. Well, you know what? That's probably true. And the bottom line in all that is even if you grow a garden and you don't eat it and somebody steals it, somebody will eat. If you have food storage and somebody comes along and steals it so that you don't eat, somebody will eat. This isn't about surviving with your life. It isn't about surviving with your family's life. It's about the survival of humanity as it transitions into a new paradigm. And that in and of itself is worth the sacrifice of life. The hardest thing for me in all of this is allowing people their own journey. I tend to want to run out and warn people and try and change the world in ways so that it eases suffering. I want food gardens all over America. I want community gardens all over America. I want small children to learn how to put in gardens and understand sustainable living. I want all of this to happen. And allowing people to go through their own process is very difficult for me. It's also very confusing because I live with this weird, twisted kind of understanding that if I know something, the whole world knows it. If I have some kind of insight, the whole world has insight. And this doesn't make me special, and I'm not trying to say that I am. I'm just saying that the collective memory of humanity is not limited to the collective. It is contributed to by every single person. Everything you know is a part of the collective memory. Everything your neighbor knows is a part of the collective memory. And we have all of that to draw upon when necessary. And this isn't about hope either. Hope was the last evil that was held in Pandora's box. And I've always thought of hope as being uplifting and kind of reinforcing. But the fact of the matter is that it's quite destructive. When you live in hope, you're living outside of reality. When you live in hope, you're living outside of action. When you're living in hope, you're living outside of your own strengths. So let it go. Whenever you feel hopeful, let it go. I have a tremendous amount of peace knowing that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be right at this minute. And I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right at this minute. It's very calming and reassuring to me. And it reminds me that even though we have no memory of the future, we knew it at one time. Before we were born, we knew what the entire future held for each and every one of us. And there's an assurance in that. There's a peace in that. That even though I don't remember the future, I knew it at one time and agreed to it. So don't let the fear of future own you either. You're remembering as you go along, just like I am. Keep it in mind that fear is just a feeling. It has no power over you except the power that you give it. Keep in mind that the other side of that is love, and that's where you ultimately want to be. Stay focused on what the universe is trying to teach you about being afraid. Don't get caught up in the feelings and the emotions of it. Understand that it's coming at you for a reason, for your enlightenment. Don't run from it. Don't try and hide from it. Don't try to push it away or push it down. Embrace it. Embrace it and understand it. Once you do, you're free of it, and you'll own your own soul. Keep your eyes open. Watch what's happening in the world. Try not to understand it as dark days. Try to understand it as a period of time that we have got to go through to get to light. Try and keep that foremost in your mind, and we will all get through this together. Until next time, for our families, our neighbors, our friends, and our communities, preservation